Hello everyone and welcome. Today I will show you how to play dungeons and I will teach you everything that you need to know about dungeons. I will also be showing you a couple of runs that I did. These runs were in floor 1, floor 2, floor 3, and also in entrance. This video is a beginner's guide, so it's mostly for people that don't know anything about Hypixel Skyblock Dungeons, but if you do know some stuff, that's okay, because might be a bit of a refresher and also might teach you a couple of things. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Before you enter a dungeon, there's a couple of things that you need to know. And the first thing that I want to tell you is gear. So, to join the entrance you need combat level 15. And this picture made by Free eBoy and Hellcastle, their YouTube channel is pretty epic, it'll be linked in the description. They made this nice little picture, and this shows you kind of some good gear for entrance. Obviously, some of it is expensive, and on the top is the expensive side, and on the bottom is the cheap side. For entrance, I'd recommend just going with the cheap side. This is the minimum for floor 1, and you need Catacombs level 1. Of course, you can do it with gear that is worse than this, but this gear is recommended. For floor 2, this is the gear, and the minimum's Catacombs level is level 3. And last but not least, for floor 3, the gear is right here. Like I said, you can use cheaper gear or more expensive gear, but this is what is recommended. And the Catacombs level is Catacombs 5. Next thing I want to talk about, and you might have noticed, is there's 5 different classes: Archer, Berserker, Healer, Mage, and Tank. This choice is all dependent on you, whatever class you want to play. For early game, it is usually the common thing to go Berserker and then swap to Archer, and then from there, usually people will swap to whatever they want to grind for floor 7. But it is completely up to you, and you can kind of mess around with everything and do what is really right for you. For Archer, basically, you're good with bows. Berserker is all left-click damage, so you use a sword to just deal a lot of damage left-click. For Healer, you're just trying to heal your teammates and help them more in the dungeon, but you don't do as much damage. Mage is all mana, so like the Frozen Scythe and stuff like that is used. And last but not least, Tank. Tank is difficult if you don't have a lot of health, because you will take 80% of your teammates' damage, so I wouldn't recommend this early game, but obviously, if it works, then it works. Anyways, let's move on to the next tip. For the next part of this, I want to show you what you're supposed to do. So, as you can see, I have a very, very good armor. My armor is meant for a lot higher floors, but we're going to be doing an entrance run to just show off a couple of things. So the first thing is, how do you beat a dungeon? Well, in most dungeons, you have to kill all of the mobs in the blood room, and then once that is done, you have to enter the blood room and kill the boss. But in entrance, there isn't a boss, so you just have to clear the blood room. How do you get to the blood room, you ask? Well, you need to open all the wither doors. And to open the wither doors, you need a wither key. And to get a wither key, you need 2 things. Either to kill the mini-boss, or to kill a bunch of mobs that drop it. So if I go into this room specifically, this mob, as you can see right here, it doesn't have a star on it. And that mob doesn't have a star on it, this mob, so meaning a bunch of mobs don't have stars on it, meaning it's a mini-boss room. So if I kill this mini-boss, which I can instantly kill because of my armor, now I want to head towards the black thing right here, which is the wither door, and I open it because the mini-boss dropped the wither key. Now when I walk into this room, you can see a bunch of the mobs have stars on it. So this is a starred room. So now I need to kill all the mobs until eventually one of them, just like that, drops the wither key. Now I'm going to head over to this door. Perfect. And same with this room is a mob room, since most of them have stars beside their name, just like that. So I'm just going to run around, and since I have a really good setup, I can just destroy everything. But eventually, one of these mobs will drop the blood key. Now I can head over to the blood door and open it up. Once blood is open, you're going to want to walk away and do something else because it takes about 2 minutes for all the mobs to spawn. And you don't want to be sitting there camping blood because everyone gets mad when you do that. So now we're going to talk about what is in the dungeon. So, if I make my way to a couple new rooms, eventually I will find some special rooms. So if I head over this way, this right here is a yellow room. As you can see, the yellow room means it's a boss room. Now there's a very little chance, but it's possible to get a boss where you enter and it's a big stone platform with a bunch of gold everywhere. That is the Midas room. The way to defeat that is you use a super boom TNT, and all you have to do is blow up the thing, run away. You don't have to kill the boss, and the room will be completed. But in rooms like this, all you have to do is just kill the mini boss, and you're good. The mini bosses in rooms have a lot more health and do a lot more damage than usual mini bosses. If I maneuver my way a bit more through the dungeon, hopping over to here, you will see that eventually, perfect, I made it into a purple room. Purple rooms are puzzles. So, in this room specifically, this is the tic-tac-toe puzzle. So, I have a solver that makes it so that I can win tic-tac-toe, but basically I'm just playing tic-tac-toe against a bot, and as long as I tie it, then I completed the puzzle. Also, there's a secret in this room that if I flick this lever, and then I go over to here, I can get the chest, and now this room has a check mark. A green check mark means the room is fully done. A white check mark means you have killed the mob that either drops the wither key or some special item, but you haven't done all the secrets. And I will explain what secrets are in a little bit. But this right here, this is another puzzle. Now is the time that I talk about the most important thing. Mods. Mods in dungeons are one of the most important and key assets to completing the run. The run will take so much longer if you don't have mods. See this puzzle takes super long, but I know that if I flick this lever, I know that once I get this purple and that opens this door, I know that I have to get the yellow one, and then after that I have to get the blue one, which speeds up the dungeon so much. And also, some puzzles are just really difficult to do without a mod, and Blaze Puzzle is one of those puzzles. Mods are very important. In the description and also in the top right of your screen will be a link to my mod video that I made. Definitely go check that out before you hop into dungeons. Right now, on screen, you will see some footage of a trap room. Trap rooms are another kind of puzzle, and they are very difficult if you don't know what you're doing, but with dungeon mods they help you a little bit, but also it is just about parkour and not messing up your jump. You can see me in this clip completing the trap room. There's two different types. This one specifically is the trap room where with the death mites, which when I click that little lever it has death mites that have 1 billion HP and one tap you. But there's also another one that doesn't have that and has 2 crypts instead. Trap rooms are pretty self-explanatory and you just need to press the levers and get the chest, but they are definitely difficult if you haven't practiced them. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is secrets, and you might notice with my mods that I have a line and a bunch of waypoints. See, these are secrets. I know that there's a chest right here. I open that, and if you look at my skill score will go up. So I know that if I put a super boom TNT here and I press this chest, then my skill score will go up. Secrets are the way to completely clear a room. As you can see, this room only has a white check mark, but if I do all the secrets, then you will see I got the green check mark and that room is cleared. Now I'm gonna head back to the blood room and clear it, and since this is entrance, there's no boss fight, and once blood is clear, the dungeon will be over. And just like that, that is entrance. That right there wraps everything up that you're going to need for dungeons, but before you X off the video, I'd recommend watching a bit more because I play floors 1, 2, and 3, and I will have a voiceover explaining everything that I'm doing, and that will definitely get you a lot more familiar with dungeons. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and with that, I will see you guys later. So for this first floor 4, as you can see, the footage is at double speed. I made a bunch of cuts so that it's just a lot faster. But basically, I'm just running around trying to get the Wither key. I know this room's a mini-boss, so I kill that mini-boss, get the blood key, and blood is already open. Now I head to a yellow room, kill the boss. I do a creeper puzzle, then I do a water puzzle, and then I head back to blood, kill all the blood mobs, as you can see right now, and then I head into the boss fight. Now this edit was, this first floor I edited very quickly, so as you can see, the room's basically already done, but for the last floor I'll show kind of a longer video, kind of a more in-depth, but I basically did the exact same thing for the floor 2, and now we're just in the boss fight. I want to show off these first floor boss fights, but yeah, like I said, floor 3 I'll show more of a longer, less edited run, so that you can see exactly what I do in the dungeon and how I progress. But the first thing that I do in floor 2 is I kill the priest, because this guy right here, he's the priest, and I need to kill him because I'm just punching him just to kind of show off that he's existent, but I need to kill the priest because he won't fight back and he will heal all the other mobs. So if you kill him, then none of the other mobs can heal, so I'd recommend always killing him first. Then I kill all the other mobs, and once they're all dead, then Scarf will spawn. All the mobs wake up from where they died, so I'm camping on the priest, and I'm going to kill him instantly so that he doesn't heal Scarf, because if you don't kill the priest, then Scarf will heal herself, and you'll basically, the priest will heal Scarf, and you'll basically never be able to defeat the boss. But anyways, what I'd recommend doing, once you kill the priest, and if you kill the other bosses, I recommend going into this little corner over here, placing down a radiant power orb, and then just bopping. You'll see what corner I'm talking about. Yeah, right here. So you just place down a radiant power orb or something, and then your whole team just fights her until she dies. But yeah, that is floor 2. Now I'm here in the floor 3 run, and this one's unedited, so you can see basically the raw footage. So first thing that I do is try to kill all the mobs, try to get the Wither key, killing a bunch of mobs, and none of them are really dropping it, which is very frustrating, but that's kind of how it goes. So I just need to run around, find some extra mobs that I missed, go into areas that I may not have checked. I checked to make sure I didn't have the key, and then I went back up, looked around a bit more, and eventually I will find the mob. But yeah, that's one sad thing, is sometimes you just can't find the mob, and that's kind of a time loss. But anyways, I get into here. This room is a boss room, because none of them have stars on it, so I try to find the boss, then I kill it, and I make my way to the Wither door. But sometimes when the Wither key is on like slabs or stairs, it's hard to pick up, so struggle a bit with picking that one up. Anyways, now that I open the thing, I hop down here for some reason, even though I know that this room is a boss room. I decided to just kill those mobs anyways. You might be able to notice I'm getting like a bunch of boots and chest plates. You'll be getting that if you kill a bunch of mobs as well. I'm kind of low because I walked on a trap, but you will be getting a bunch of drops from those guys. I wouldn't recommend like putting them on AH. That's what a lot of people do when they first start, because they see like, oh, it's like 10k for them, but they never sell. So I wouldn't recommend putting them on AH. I'd recommend either selling them to NPC, and you make like a bit of coins from that, but that's pointless. I'd recommend salvaging them, which if you don't know how to salvage something, you can just, I'll probably just put something on screen right now, but salvaging is nice because you get like some undead essence from all those drops, making it so that yeah, you can get something good out of the drops. But anyways, I finally unlocked blood, and now I'm gonna walk away and go to some other rooms. So what I like to do is I like to go to all the unexplored rooms so I can do the trap rooms first, or the puzzles. But the thing is, here I was actually talking and kind of explaining, since like I'm doing a voiceover, but here I was just kind of explaining how to do Blaze. So I'm just going to speed up the Blaze process because I kind of just talked for a while. So the next for the dungeon was pretty straightforward. I just did the Blaze puzzle, which can't stress enough. Make sure you watch my mod video and get mods because they are super important. But after I did Blaze, I went to the trap room, which you've already seen because it's just the same footage that I used before. I did the trap room, which is pretty nice, and then I made my way over to a puzzle. So, just making my way over right now, trying to find the unexplored room, and just right here is a puzzle. Now this is my favorite puzzle because you can do it the fastest, and you can walk around like this, but what I like to do is walk right up against that and use my aspect of the end, or aspect of the void. And then for this mod, all you have to do is just talk to all the guys, and the mod will tell you which chest it is, which it's really nice. It's very difficult if you don't have the mod, so yeah. Anyways, I just headed back to Blood, and I don't know what I'm doing here, but I headed back to Blood, killed the Blood mobs, and just like that, it was time for me to go into the boss fight, into the boss room. But yeah, I grabbed the 2 blessings, and then I headed in. You might be able to tell I was talking a little bit, explaining a couple things, but I just muted the clip because my mic was really bad. But anyways, now that we're in the boss fight, you can see what it looks like. So basically, the way that it works is they all have 1,000,000 health except for one that has 1.2 mil. But what you need to do is you need to kill all of them within 10 seconds. So if you're new, I'd recommend getting them kind of low, like getting them down to a couple of hits, and all of them down to that, and then you'll go around and you will finish off the last hits, and then you'll be able to do it in 10 seconds. But for me, I didn't have to do that because I can do a lot of damage. But now the professor is just on the ground, so I killed him. And once he gets to a certain amount of HP, he's going to teleport to the middle. All of the guardians that you killed are going to transform. He's going to transform into one of them. And then you just need to finish him off. And that is floor 3. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe, like I said earlier. Make sure to check out my mod video. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Adios.